What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here. We are going to be doing the Surfer Breaker, except apologies. I did get an earlier video out to you guys today. One was regarding the size of the Daring Warriors, and then we had to bump them up. And then, of course, as well, can the 4-star Daring Warriors work on those nodes? So I did it initially with the second node earlier today, and of course we did have some success, and the footage is out there for your guys' perusal if you guys are into that. Other than that, I am just completing the puzzle piece here to the other Daring Warriors. I'm gonna slap the Node 2 on this video as well, so you guys have it all in one place, and then that way you're not changing between videos and whatever. But yeah, we're gonna be running Nodes 2, 6, and 10, and it'll be the same lineup as I already alluded to before. Of course, as well, we have Daredevil kind of being the main damage dealer, and of course, if he can't do it, and he's 3 diamonds, and he's tier 20, and he's level 110, if he can't do it, I mean, nobody else can do it. So I mean, he's pretty much pushed as far as he can go. Only thing I need right now is diamonds and ISO 8 on him. And of course, as well, we kept our JJ at level 105. Haven't really changed other than the fact that we may need Storm for these nodes again here. I am already seeing that there is a cap to how much damage I can do because of how low the stars are on my Daring Warriors. And of course, as well, I'm limited by my clips as well because I don't want to build my champions and my Winter Guard up. But having said that, we're still going to run it so you guys can see it. Again, I don't recommend this if you guys don't have the resources and then you don't have like the T4s. Again, I don't know which T4 is important here. I basically just did them all. I feel like you have to have them, especially if you have lower stars on your Daring Warriors, which is kind of in our situation here. And of course, as well, we'll see, right? We'll see. Maybe if I get a couple more shards on him by buying it through the Fractal store, maybe we can get some up, and maybe it'll be easier. But right now, we'll run the difficulty 4, no mods, and you guys can kind of see how it looks, and then you kind of have something to work towards. And again, keep in mind, the event is back for the next 2 months as well here. So we have 13 days left today, counting, and of course, as well, like I said, lots of time to kind of plan, to strategize. I'm just getting this out there for you guys to know that you can do it. Possibly someone might have done it with less than 4 stars. I don't know. I don't know anyone at the top of my head right now, but I do know that Boyoan, Desir, Rage, they've also got bigger Daring Warriors. I think Rage is at 5. He's got 5 stars on his, and then Desir and Boyoan are pretty up there as well. But yeah, do stop by their channels and check it out as well here, because they actually ran some really quick walkthroughs of it as well here, and I enjoyed watching it, and obviously just seeing the different strategies and different approaches to the nodes. Always very insightful. But anyways, without further ado, let's quickly jump into it. So I've actually sped the footage up so that way you guys don't have to watch this again at normal speed. But if you guys do want to, you can check out the previous video I had today. I think that was just a couple hours ago. But again, the same strategy here applies. This is the second node. This is going to be the one that limits people, because you're basically forced to either build Shadow Conclave or Daring Warriors, just so you can reach into the, to get deeper into the points. And Scopely kind of did us dirty there by putting it on the second node. Again, I am feeling like, as I was playing through this, I am feeling that because of how hard these mechanics were and because of the strategies behind it, I am feeling like maybe Dorky Dad may have had a hand on this event. So if he did, oh my goodness gracious, buddy, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the puzzle. Just really sucks for people that didn't build Daring Warriors, because we had to do that basically for this. So yeah, as you can see here, once you take care of the stragglers, the initial wave is not hard at all. Even with the 4-star Daring Warriors that we have here, they don't have too many issues. We're usually pretty good at the start here, but then you can kind of see the team slowing down a bit because of the fact that they're losing their positives. They've lost a bit of their cooldowns. So of course we want to make sure that as we kind of get closer and closer to the next wave dropping, which is usually when there's 1 left, you want to make sure your cooldowns and everything are ready to go. What I did find was timing it so that, as you guys can kind of see on screen right now, watching Daredevil's turn bar, you want to make sure you know when he goes, and once he does take a turn, you want to time it just right so that when the next wave drops, Daredevil can basically go. So he's going to take the second turn here. And what you want to do here is you want to make sure you can get that slow on Jeff the Land Shark. You're going to see this same strategy applied on the other two nodes as well here, where the timing of Daredevil's ultimate is kind of the way we can take down these nodes. Again, I don't know if it's a different strategy. I know that when I was watching some of the other content creators, their Daring Warriors were a lot bigger and they were hitting a lot harder. So this strategy may not necessarily be universal, but I found it to be the most successful because of the fact that our stars are lower, so we have to get as much jabs and hits in there before they take a turn, and the best way to do that is to apply that slow, and of course Daredevil wants to be the first one to get it in on the next wave drop. Once that happens, it's pretty much smooth sailing. You just got to watch out for Hobgoblin. He's going to apply a massive special, which can take out some of your characters, so you do not want to leave him alone for too long. Excuse me. And of course as well, No is another one because our characters do hit each other, and I don't know if I feel like some of the damage does get quite a bit mitigated because of all the safeguard, the death proof, the defense up. But having said that, No is an absolute monster to deal with, so you do not want to leave him unchecked for too long. And Gore as well. Gore and No and Carnage, they all kind of form that synergy with each other, and of course we're going to use them in the hive mind. The symbiote section as well here. But yeah, those guys form a pretty deadly combo, and I kind of got a little respect there for all of them here as I was playing through it. But yeah, for sure. Once we take care of Hobgoblin, Jeff, then you can kind of go for No, go for Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man can heal up quite a bit. I found leaving Scorpion last is a good approach because he's slow. He does apply some negatives to us, yes, some bleeds and whatnot, but he is fairly low on the totem pole compared to these other monsters that we are up against. And again, you want to make sure you can get your cooldowns ready to go for the next wave, or sorry, the next node. That's going to be important as well because we're going to need them against the Accursed, and you just want to make sure you have, if there's any cooldowns, you want to make sure you have checked. You want to make sure you have Eclipse's Cleanse, and of course you want to make sure you have Night Thrasher's ult to cleanse the safeguard on the Accursed team, and you guys will see that shortly here. But other than that, hopefully this makes sense. This would excuse me, this was node number 2, and we'll move on here into the next section. Yeah, he's not dying. I thought he was gonna die here. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna cut out some of the footage for it. The Accursed is kind of it's kind of similar to our first wave with the with the Superior 6 or the Sinister 6, and it wasn't really too much troubleshooting. So we're gonna just quickly jump into the gameplay here with regards to when you take care of the last enemy, and then you have Mephisto dropping. This is important here because before he drops, you want to make sure you have all your cooldowns ready to go, and this is where I was alluding to before, where you want Daredevil to be in the forefront. He's gonna be able to apply a lot of the damage in the slow. So again, with JJ here, you can do an ult, you can do a basic, it doesn't matter, just get the energy back. The timing of it wasn't the greatest here, but we do have all our cooldowns and everything ready to go. So of course as well, we're gonna throw the big ult here. The ult here is gonna, or sorry, the special here, excuse me, is gonna apply the defense down, and then you can throw the ult here and apply the slow, and this is just gonna chain off. Ideally, we would always like the defense down before we do the ult, but that's not always the case. And if you can get it to work that way, you're gonna make it very easy for you. Do keep in mind we have the mass ability block as well. This will be very good by kind of focusing on this section in the center here. You won't be able to hit everybody, which is fine. Blade's going to do his thing, and even with some of our weaker characters, it seems like JJ, even at 3 diamonds, she's still kind of our odd girl out, just because she's not tier 20, she's only level 105, and I say only, but yeah, obviously it's still very substantial power. And again, with Eclipse, we'll make sure we can ult here. The ult's going to do a little bit of nifty damage. It's going to get some heals back as well. And of course, then when we get to Night Thrasher, we can throw the massive ult here for some trauma, for some damage. And yeah, as you can see here, we're kind of getting situated in a very good position. Lots of negatives. A few guys low on the health side of things, and then of course as well, Daredevil again applying the massive damage he does, and of course as well, having him as a striker is a good idea as well. I don't have him here as a striker, but I do have him as a striker in the last and final node, because we need enough damage to take out the Odin. I had to tweak a little bit and I had to pivot, so just kind of FYI for you guys there. And yeah, as you can kind of go through this node, once you take care of Mephisto, then kind of everybody else falls into place. It's also a good idea to stun Satana. She heals, and yeah, we don't want her draining health and stuff. And yeah, she does that percentage-based heal, and it is just quite annoying to deal with. So we do stun her, and she's quite slow as well, especially without her accursed teammates. So she doesn't get that additional bonus speed, so that also helps out as well. And again, as you guys can kind of see, Mephisto really isn't an issue against the Daring Warriors. They are quite a good counter in Cosmic Crucible, and of course you can kind of see here it's quite apparent when he can't apply his battlefield effect. It makes such a difference. The big massive ult here is going to basically just decimate the board, thanks to the fact that he's also a raider. It crits like crazy, and every time he does that, he kind of reminds me of Spider-Man Paftir, one of my faves. And yeah, I just love it when he does the little flick of the stick, and he just, yeah, it does so much damage. So it's pretty nice. But again, yeah, once you get down to the last couple minions, I would highly recommend leaving Satana and you know, leaving Man-Thing last, because they're slower, they're kind of tanky. Even if you leave them alone, they're not going to be too harmful on your team, and this is going to give us the perfect opportunity here to build some cooldowns back up, especially with how tanky some of these guys are. So again, you can just start, you know, it's not fun to do, but it's just, you know, you're just basically basicing the whole time. Get some cooldowns back up. We want to get ready here for the last and final node, and the only way to do that is to make sure all your cooldowns are ready to go, and of course as well making sure everybody's health is good. So again, trying to get health, regen. Yeah, again, Blade is good. He's good because he's also quite tanky, so we take our time with him. And of course as well, like I said, Satana's going to get stunned, or not stunned, but out of her stun. And again, she's just slower. She's not going to create too many issues for us. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken here, once we do take out Man-Thing, yeah, then we just go after Satana. And yeah, she does a little bit of resistance, but nothing crazy because yeah, she's by herself. She's quite slow. See, look at her turn bar, quite slow, quite you know, like I said, a good one to leave last, so you can kind of plan for your next node strategy. And again, this is just the approach that I did it. Could very well, you know, you could go with Man-Thing, or you can go with you know, leaving some of the other stragglers, but I found Satana to be kind of the odd person out, and it worked out. It worked out for us, and we were able to get a nice clear. Cooldowns are all back up, health is good to go, and we're ready to go for the last and final node, which I would say, between the three of them, I would still say the first node is very challenging, and I'd say the last one is kind of on the same level. Still challenging, but also quite satisfying when you can kind of figure it out. And again, even with our four stars Daring Warriors, we're able to get it done here. Again, not the crazy biggest team, but of course as well, we'll have some time. And as you guys can kind of see here, we switched our Daredevil to a Striker here for that damage input, and you guys will see why here in a sec. This is going to be a longer drawn out battle, so apologies now for the long footage. But yeah, Blue Marvel's going to do his thing. Excuse me. And what you want to do here is, yeah, you're going to take a bit of a beating. And again, like I said, the 3 yellow may be the limits, because, yeah, you can almost see here, like, because of how low our stars are, we almost get wiped out. But we do survive. We do survive, and we do survive the initial barrage of the attacks. And, of course, if Blue Marvel uses his ult, we are absolutely dead. He, like, one-punches everybody. So you got to make sure we take care of him. We're going to throw the massive trauma. That's going to rip all the buffs off. And, again, Daredevil's going to do his thing. He's going to chain. And now watch this, because of the Striker. Boom. Extra damage. This is important. This is really important, because I mapped it out, and I've done several runs of this, and I did not realize just how much more damage the Striker tag on Daredevil was. So moving forward, I may just keep him as a Striker for Node 2 and Node 3 and Node 6 as well, if I do any more runs with Storm, because my goodness gracious, the Striker on him just absolutely allows him to decimate. So anyways, we throw the ult here. What you want to do is, there's a couple characters you can leave on the board here last. Some of the weaker ones, I'd say Living Mummy, Captain Britain, and of course Hank Pym. They're just, you know, easier characters you can leave alone here. Once we take care of Blue Marvel, we can focus on Black Cat. We can focus, actually, you know what, it doesn't matter. The other ones are very insignificant, and I would say as long as Black Cat doesn't have her her crazy amount of death proof and her stunning, she's not too bad. She's actually not that bad. Again, a sip of water here. Too much to yapping. And once you Man, okay. Clear my throat. Sorry. Yeah, once you take care of, Cap Britain or Hank, really does not matter. I do believe there is another Hank that drops, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, again, it's gonna drop when there's one or less. So the timing of this is gonna be very, very important here. And again, this is gonna be a longer drawn battle here, so I speed this up a little bit just so you guys don't have to watch the full gameplay of it, because it is quite speedy, or sorry, quite lengthy. So I sped it up for you guys here. And then, yeah, like I said, just timing it, watching the turn bar. And again, you'll know that, you'll know the turn orders by the time how many times you've played this. So we time it perfectly so that Daredevil gets his turn. This is exactly what we want. We'll throw the slow on Odin. And unfortunately, he doesn't have the vulnerability tag. But guess what? He has the slow now. So now he gets a 50% reduction on his turn fill. And of course, as well, we're going to open up here with a big ability block and hopefully get a couple people here. They've got some crazy amount of resistance, as expected from our 4 yellow. There's just no way he's going to get punched through and get the resistance, but we did land it on Blastar, surprisingly. And of course, as well, now with Eclipse here in the centerfold, we can use the cleanse here just to apply apply the energy back to us. And of course, as well, if we can get some damage input, I think it's 400 and some damage as well. But yeah, we'll throw the special here to get the defense down. This is important. So now he's got defense down. He's got a little bit of speed down as well. And again, unfortunately, we can't do anything about the Hank, healing him. But what we can do is we can get him as low as possible before he does his dumb special or whatever. And unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. Your character may be able to nuke out Odin if your stars are higher. So as you guys, like I said, as you guys have seen, I noticed that definitely for sure the damage outputs could have been better. And unfortunately, yeah, Odin does kind of heal up all the damage we've caused. But I wanted to keep this footage so you guys are aware of it. Like, if your damage outputs are better than mine, and if you got more diamonds on some of your characters, more levels or more tiers on your JJ, may help get that extra little bit of damage, right? But nonetheless, the strategy remains the same, which is focusing Odin. And again, yeah, we save the big ult here so that we can cleanse. This is important because now it's Daredevil's turn again to go again at this guy. And again, watch that striker. Okay, we did a fair amount of damage already, but watch, he's gonna come back for one more hit. And yeah, that is very, very important. The striker I found to be just so damn good. We apply the ability block because now that he doesn't have his charges, we can ability block him so he can't throw his ult on us. And I think you guys are kind of seeing where this is going to go here. It took me a few tries. I'd say if you guys are curious about how many times it took me to do this, I took about, I think, 6 tries and I got it about 2 times. I wasn't happy with the one because yeah, it was just very unfinessy. So I tried it again. I thought, oh, this wasn't bad. It was the timing of Daredevil's ultimate. I wanted to get it on footage for you guys so you guys can see that the speed down does make such a difference. I used it later on, but yeah, it was just not as clean, so I reset it. And then this is the footage that you guys are seeing right now, the complete footage of how you would take it down here. And again, we can get it done with the 4 yellow. I think that's important because for those people that are looking to get the unlock, maybe difficulty 4, difficulty 3, it is doable with lower stars, and you don't need to be pushing these guys up. But the only drawback is if your stars are lower like mine, you will definitely most likely need some other stats accompanying your characters in the form of tier 20 or level 110, and that isn't going to be a resource that people have plenty of. So that's going to be something you guys will have to decide what's important to you guys. And of course, as well, like I said, it all depends on what your priorities are for the game. But I wanted to excuse me, I wanted to make sure I get the footage out for you guys so you guys have something in your pocket, and then you guys can kind of plan for it. And of course, as well, we may end up pivoting and trying different things when Storm Mighty goes live. I don't know if I'm going to do any more testing. I think this is kind of the limits of my 4-star, at least until we get Storm added into the picture here. The damage outputs of my characters are very limited, and I'm purchasing my character shards right now through the Fractal and through the Terror store, so we will see if maybe 1 extra star does anything to my character stats. They will do something, but I'm saying, will they do anything meaningful so that I can do additional mods on the nodes here? Because yeah, otherwise there's just no way. We don't have any mods running right now, and we barely were able to do it with 4 stars. So there you guys have it. That is the complete version of it down, and I'll show you guys the points and the rankings, and you guys can kind of see where I'm situated here, so you guys have an idea of where we stand with regards to today's completion. And of course, as well, like I said, I'd say in the grand scheme of things, this is okay for basically your, you're gonna basically get all the milestones on there except for like 3 of them. So it's gonna be a good amount of power cores. I think it's just enough stars if you do this run to get them into a 4. So you should be able to get a 4 yellow just from running everything here. And again, no mods. We don't have the balls to do any mods yet, but hopefully you guys can kind of see that. Yeah, like I said, that should give you just an amount of shards. I think just for the 4-star, if I'm not mistaken. And of course as well the power cores. I'll take that when we can. And yeah, we'll quickly look in the ranking here. But other than that, guys, I hope this has helped you guys out. Do let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do, or if you guys are planning to push, or if you guys are gonna, decide to pass on this one. But other than that, you guys know I will get some more testing for you guys here, so you guys can kind of see how far we can push with regards to the stars. And of course as well, we'll see if Mighty Storm makes a difference at all. Other than that, happy Wednesday. Hope you guys have a lovely, fantastic rest of your day, and stay tuned until the next one.